Mars was always the kind of journey, possible journey that mankind wants to do, but it's one of the hardest one to do it. So that mirrors what we want with that game. It's reachable, but it's hard. It's possible, but it's a lot of room to invent, a lot of room to create.
When we think about Mars, we just think about its surface, about the red rocks and stuff. But actually in this game, you explore like the inside part of Mars.
We actually have created something like 6 different types of biomes for the colony. Certain environments that were built by men because they had to colonize the environment. So we have something that we call the labs, that's where they run all the experiments. We have the greenhouse, which is where they used to cultivate all the plants and all the food that they would make use of in the colony. We have the living quarters, which is the place that people used to live. So as people are gonna spend a lot of time there because it's a one-way trip. You go, there's no way back. So you have to make a living there, so people need to feel at home.
Well, about the aesthetic of the game, Mars is a 2.5D Metroidvania. It's a very different style actually, because most of the Metroidvanias try to do pixel art. I think there are not so much games out there, Metroidvania style, that has this specific kind of art that it relates to the realistic, but it's not totally realistic.
The team to make Mars is a very small one. So we knew that we have to work with a lot of assets and a lot of visuals that were pre-made for us. And I believe that the main challenge doing that was to take what already existed and change it and adapt to our needs. Charlotte, for example, she's an amalgamation of 11 different characters from the Paragon game, and Epic give to us all those assets for free. So we took those assets and change it and make our own character using all of that.
Anna 13, Charlotte, is our protagonist, and she's an ideal that we had. Like back then in 2017, when we started writing the game, we knew we wanted to have her as the protagonist. We wanted to have a strong, a fierce woman that would face challenges. She's the leader of a special Space Marines unit, right? So you know that she's really tough.
The first person that we thought about when we were making Charlotte was Ellen Ripley. We want a strong woman in our game just as her.
When it comes to the setting, we actually had great influences, not just from books, as I mentioned, but also movies that deal with that kind of theme of space exploration. There is one in special that we didn't mention, but I think is a great influence as well. It's called Enemy Mine.
The 80s and 90s movies especially were very strong in the visual side of things. So we want to mimic that, especially Alien and Aliens, the second movie.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night is one of my favorite games. That was like a big reference for me for Metroidvanias.
Sci-fi is the thing that I played more in my life, so it's kind of a big opportunity to work in this project. What I was responsible for here was improving the maps, the visuals. I'm more like a hard surface modeler, so I create a lot of assets to build the environments, the maps.
One of the things that I usually do is the escape sequences. I think that's interesting because not so much Metroidvanias features escape sequences. I think that's awesome because when I was young I used to play a lot of Crash Bandicoot. Even if it's a totally different game, I think we got like references from other genres and stuff.
So we wanted to create this colony to be something that people can relate to. As now we have access to the internet and we have way more information on the planet itself, that's a great influence too, because we get to know, okay, so we know how Mars is now, right? We try to make it something that is a mix of real Mars with fantasy Mars, and that's how Mars 2120 came to be.